Cool. Now we have Android Studio is ready and we have the emulator is ready. So we are good to go to see how the first application Android Studio look like. So to create application Android Studio, just click on Start a New Android Project. So we click on Start, it will show us this page. There's a different way to start application Android. You could build application for Android device, for Wear OS, for TVs, for Android Auto, or what Android of things. So I mostly focus in this tutorial about Android uh, for Android mobile applications. If you are interested in Wear application or device application, they are really similar, just different UI. So an Android application, you could start with like template for your application, such as basic activity, maps, drawable, all these things, or you could just start with basic MPT. I want to start with basic MPT because I want to show you how we build these things step by step. So I click next, then it will show me my application. I will name this application as a just startup. So I will name it start app, okay? This is my first application. If you see here the package, if you see it, looks named as a com.example.startapp. It's really important to make your package name unique. No one have a similar name because this is how your application will look like in App Store. So if I just go here, let me show you what I mean. If I name this one is com.example.startup, I need to make sure go to Google Play Store and make sure there is no one else using this package. How? Okay, I will just go here and go to the Play Store. I say Play Store, okay, and see whatever any application and see how they wrote their package or app ID. This package is now associated with the app ID. So app ID and package ID now should be as similar in Android Studio. You cannot have two different package name and app name. Just wait, I will tell you what I mean. So if I search for Find My Phone, okay, Find My Phone, there is application in the store, name it Find My Phone, and if I just open any one of these apps, everyone have a unique package ID or app ID. So see here, name it com.google.android.apps.adm. If I see this one, I click on it, I see here com.fds Android phone. Everyone give it different package, but you could not have package ID similar to the application in the store. So you cannot have this package ID as a package ID for your application. So if I just copy this one and add it here, and I try to upload this application in the store, to reject it because say, hey, someone have same ID, you cannot use it. So I prefer to use it. I prefer to use com.my last name. So in this way, com.arobai. I would assume no one have this name. Then I will say name this one startup, and make sure I copy this one and go to Play Store and search for that ID. Okay, com.arobai.startup. Hit enter. Make sure no one else using this ID. If tell me sorry, no one have it, that's good. No one else using this app. I could use this ID. Otherwise, I make sure to change it. So yes, here where it be saved. You could save it anywhere you want. Like it's your application. You could name it here. You could save it in the Android Studio project, whatever, any directory you prefer. I would save it here in the Android Studio directory. He say this directory exists. I won't name it start app because I want to save its user, Hussein Al-Rubai startup. Okay, whatever, any place you want to save it, it's okay. Here the language, you could in Android Studio you could build application using Kotlin or Java. In this tutorial we use a Kotlin, so we would pick a Kotlin. Here what the minimum SDK we want support. This is very important. Android, if you see, they start from API 14 and now they are in Android Q, and maybe when you see this video it will be like after a Q, whatever. So here what the minimum version you want your Android application to support. For example, if by default Android Studio they set it on API 14. That means, hey, if you pick 14, that means we will cover 14, 15, 16 until 29. All these versions we covered, and any new version will be covered. But before 14, before 15, we don't support it. So if it's 15, 14 will not be supported. Okay? If I just say no, I want to support 20 and after. See, he say, hey, If you select 20 after, you will cover only 85% of the devices in the Android store. So you say, okay, 20 and after, that means I will cover 20 until 29, but I don't cover under 29. My application will not work under on 19 or 18. It will not work. Okay, so make it by default. They put 15, keep it 15. So because 15 will cover 100% of the store. It depends on your application. For me, I don't care. For this step, I don't care. Later on, when we use templates and something like that, no, we care. But for now, we want to cover 100% of the applications in the store. So I would select just API 15. So now I just say, okay, hit OK, finish, and so it will build the application, or it will create the application for me. Here we go. After a while, I see the screen, so I would say close. So this is how the Android UI look like. You see here, you have a tab, a main directories of the application, such as the app and the project settings. And here you have the task and terminals or something like that. And here you have on app, you have the menu, as you could do whatever you want to do with Android Studio. As a start point for you to learn in the Android application is the project setup. So if I go here, I have two folders or two files. One of them named bolt.gradle, which is how they build the application. You will learn about this one very, very soon. But as a main thing I could show you here is what's the Android application. You remember we name it com.arroba.startup. This is your application ID. If you want to change it, you should change it from here. This is what the minimum version. If you remember, we support the minimum version is 15, which was I show you in the preview when we started. Here the target, like what's the current what the environment I'm running the application on, which is 29, and you see here the compiler should be both of them at 29 because I built a 29 if you remember in the previous video. Here the build tool for the Android Studio, it is here at 29, and I could show it to you for more details. I think here the build tool, when it be updated, you could update it from, no, this is the Android SDK. I would say here somewhere here, I think SDK manager. You see here you have something build tool. If you see Android build tool, here we have a 29 installed. So if you have update available, for example, you update it for 30, you need to update it here for 30. This is important and very important when you go from one Android release to another. You see your application is not working, so you need to update these. These numbers should match the numbers that you have them in the SDK. So here 29. Whatever 00, so your application should be 29 here 00. Here mean like what's the version of your application in the store. You will start with one version name 1.0, then incrementally then you go to 2, then you go to 3, then going forward. You cannot go back, so every version you put it in the store should be incremented. So when you update your application in the store, you should increase this number. Otherwise, it will not. You cannot update it. Here were the third-party libraries that you are using in your application. For example, here I'm using, for example, this line JUnit, the library, as a group ID and as a package name, and this is the version. So this is a group. This is the library name. This is the version name. So here JUnit, you seek testing your application. For example, run and more. Later on, when you want to parse string, you need, for example, use Picasso. So you could add Picasso as just a link here for it and using it as implementing something like that. Or Firebase. All these things we will learn We will learn about them when we go more and more. But the way that you write you add any library, just you say implement. Okay, implement. Then you add space, then the package name or whatever group ID, then the library name, then the version. Okay, this is how you write it, and very easy. It will be when you click on synchronize, it will automatically load this library for you, so you don't need to add as JR. You could add the library as attach it to the JR, because this file also read any JR library you have it in libs folder. What I mean by that, if you remember when we save this application will be created as a folder. So anything under libs, if you put your JR library as a file, not as a Maven, here mean Maven, if you want to put it as a file, you put it under libs directory and it should work also. So under your project, you create a folder named libs, and this line should be able to read any JR library under libs folder. So yeah, this is the main file. This is how the setting for your project look like. What else? Here, the main face. Main face is the main face of your Android application. If you click on it, you don't have a lot for now. You have just saying, hey, this is the application, this is the Android, this is the application name, is a startup. We will learn about this later on more. And you could change the application name, for example, to any name you want to name it. These things. So when your application first start up, it will go to this folder, which is not the test, to go here and create form. But for now, if you see, I don't have anything in my application, nothing yet. So I will just click right on my resources, create. I will say create Android resource directory, and in the other resource directory, I will create directory, name it layout. Okay, I would name it layout this way. Android they start layout. Okay, and this should be just in the main. So I create folder, name it layout, because under the application is you have to have a directory, name it layouts, and have code for that layout. I will show you. Then I click right here and say create in the layout, click in the activity, and click basic activity, or click empty activity. So when I say empty activity, what the name I want to give to this activity? I will name it main activity, and this is what the layout will look like, and this is the package for it, and this is the language. So for me, I would keep it main activity. You could change it. You name it welcome, for example, whatever you want to name it. You could name it any name you want. Just main activity will be better. It's a very popular name. I click OK. When I click OK, see what will happen. It will create something. It will do three things for us. First of all, it will create layout. And it will create Java file, and it will add it in the Maven or in the main face. What I mean by that. If you see here to create a layout for you, if you click on it, this is layout named activity main, the same name that we name it. And this is how it look like. This is the activity main. But this is activity main is just XML file. If I just click on the code, I will see it as a XML file. Before I click, we just wait for a project to finish everything. Here we go. It did finish everything. So if you see, the main one is this one. The XML file is very empty file. Doesn't have anything. It's just empty. Look to it as XML. This is how it look like. It is very simple layout. Doesn't have anything in it. It have only constraint layout inside it. And here I could insert things if I want. This file as a main face, as XML, it's managed by Java file. So you see they create a file named main face or Kotlin file. So this is Kotlin file. Who called this Kotlin file? I will tell you. When first application started, in the main face, if you see, they add this line. Previously, we didn't have this one. We didn't have this tag for application and activity. If you remember, we had only application. We didn't have something named activity. We didn't have this line before. Okay, we didn't have it. It just they added automatically. So now when the application gets started, it will go to the main face, and the main face look for the activity, and it will search for this one, .java, to go to this file. Then this file automatically on create is the method will be fired automatically, because if you see it's overriding, because that means this method is part from this class. So if you go to this class, app compact activity, you will see on create method there. If you search for it, you will see on create method. They already implement this method for you. So this method is get fired automatically whenever this file get called. Exactly like a main method. OnCreate in Android is similar to main method in Kotlin or in Java. That method is called that automatically when someone fire the file. So when the main face try to fire this Java file automatically call this method. And this method, if you see it called set view content r layout main activity. R mean resource, this one. Dot layout, that means the folder layout is this one. Main activity is this one. What that mean? That mean When the application gets started, it will call this method, this Java file or this Kotlin file, and this Kotlin file, it will display for you this layout. This layout currently empty, doesn't have anything. You could put something in it, so let me put something, simple text. If I just drag it, for now just drag it, drop it, just this way. I don't want to do any constraint, anything. They let them put something in the constraint for me automatically. I could change it to blueprint. How I want the design look like. I want to do blueprint and design, both of them, whatever. For me, this one is enough. If you see when I drag drop this item, it appear here. It appear here in the layout, and at the same time it appear under the constraint, this one. When I pick that item from here or from the layout here, I see the properties of the item. I could change everything. The ID of the item, I could change the text. For example, I make the text to be welcome to Kotlin, this way. And now if you see the welcome to Kotlin being in this one. You could make it bigger if you see it small, if you see this one. You could use, I prefer using only the blueprint. You could use whatever you want to use. You could show both of them. See welcome to Kotlin. If you feel more comfortable with the design, this one. So now I would assume when I run the application will go here. This one will call this activity, and this activity will call this file, and this file will fire set content. It will call display this UI to me. So let's try and see. So I will click run, select the app, click run again. Hey, say default activity is not found. Okay, that's mean the Android Studio don't know from where it should start. So you need to tell the Android Studio, hey, what is the default activity to start from? You could do it in multiple ways. You could go here, and here you add some filters telling Android Studio, hey, this is the default activities. So you could just add 2 filters here. Okay, so to do so, just go here and add a filter. So I'll tell you what. You just say here, you say intent filter. As a tag, you add it inside the activity main, and there's 2 filters you need to do. One of them is action, name it Android name. It should be Android dot intent dot action dot main. That's mean, hey, if someone want to go, I want to select this one. If you see it. The second action should be related to the category. This is a default thing. If you Android, they put it for you by default, but if you do what we did, because we just started as a default entity, so they did not put it for us. So I just make sure I add this second one here and close it. So this is just simple 2 filters, and you say, hey, this will be the my start point. Now when I see it, just change it to the app. If I click run, it should be able to catch there is Android application. I should be able to run it on it. The reason why the first without filter did not run, because Android Studio didn't know who is the main activity. Later on, when we add another activity here, you will see it appear exactly like this one. It appear activity with the specific name. So when you have multiple activities with the names, with the code, Android Studio don't know who is the main activity, from where I should start. So the activity that you want it to be a first activity to start, always make sure this filter be part from it. So if you change your mind later on, I said, no, I don't want main activity to be my start point. I want login to be my start point. Just move this code to the login. Move this filter to the login one. I mean, I will show you in a second if we have a time. Here we go. So, and almost the application was started, and it will show me what I expect. So here, say, welcome to Kotlin. Yes, we did it. So basically, how that happened, when Android Studio start with this main face look for the activities. Maybe there's multiple activities. So maybe I have login, I have main activity. The one has a filter will go first. So the one has this filter because it have this action, so it will go first. So it will go to this one. This one by default it will fire this LUI, and it will show it to you very easily. See this one. How we was able to change the value? Was able to change it by the text. How I access to this element from the code? So what's the name of this element? The name I should give it ID. So the name of text ID. I could give it name text show. Okay. and if I give it this ID to access to the text, so I should say the ID dot the value that I want to change, the text. Okay, so what I need to go if I want to change it from the code. So I will say, for example, txt. It should show me the txt. If it doesn't display, that means there's something wrong. If it doesn't show me the name that I just give it. So txt display, see, show me txt show. Make sure click enter. Why? So they will import this line for you. If you see it, they import this line for you. Don't just type it without anything. Don't say this. Don't do this. Txt show dot text equal whatever. You will not get a result, and you will not get a result. So basically you need to say txt show, wait for it, or click Control space to show you this one. Click enter. They will import this line for you. So now this one is active. You could change the properties for this. Say .text. Say welcome to Kotlin from code. Okay. I just set the text for the text show. Okay. Now if I just run it, I should see different text in it. So what I want to tell you in this, what I did now, is just, hey, you not only could change the value of anything from the UI, you could change it from the code. You could give any object from this list, you drop it here. If you give it any ID, you could access to that object from the code using the same ID. I give it txt, I give it here ID, name it txt show, if you remember. So I could access to it from the code by calling txt show. What properties I want to access? I want to access to the text. So I just said txt show dot text, then I give it whatever value. Now you will see it will instead show you just welcome to Kotlin, because the real text you have it here is welcome to Kotlin. It will show you welcome to Kotlin from code. So now basically you understand how you could update the value for any objects from the code by calling object name or the ID of the object dot the properties. You set the value or you read the value from it. And same thing you could do it from the UI. So hopefully by running this we will be all set for this video. So let's see. So the application now started. Hopefully it will show me the results in seconds. Here you go. Say welcome to Kotlin from code. Cool. That means we was able to update the UI from the code also, not from only the UI. So just a recap to this video. In this video we learn how to go to the builder and learn all these things. We learn how the application starts from the main phase. It's called the activity that has an intent filter. Then it go to this one, the code, and the code automatically fire on create, and on create will automatically fire this UI. This UI we could add any object to it by drag and drop from this list button, whatever we want, just drag and drop them. We will learn how to set up the UI later on. Any object you drag and drop it have properties. You could access to these properties by mentioning the ID dot the properties. So we did the text, we say text show dot text, we set the value like what we did here in the code. And yeah, hopefully everything was fun, and thank you for watching, and see you